Hi everyone, welcome to another one of my videos. I have got another little co-star over here who absolutely wanted to join the party. So you're going to see him. His name is Garfield. Come here, buddy. Yeah. Say hi. Say hi. Yeah. He is so fluffy and so big. He's barely 2 years old. He is a big cat, you guys. He is a big cat. Like, my sons can't even pick him up. So, anyways, we're gonna talk all about the books I read in August. And I have to say, I'm a tiny bit disappointed. There was some books on my TBR that I was really looking forward to getting to, but unfortunately, I just got so busy in August that I thought I was gonna have the time for them, so I was kind of saving them, and then I just didn't get to them, and then, so there's that. We'll get to them, I swear we will. But it was a good reading month. Altogether, it was a good reading month. So go ahead and grab yourself a drink or a snack, sit down, relax, put your feet up. We're gonna talk everything books, so welcome. Oh, nothing like a Diet Dr. Pepper on a hot day and talking about books. It's just like almost as good as having my soda sitting out in my hammock while I'm reading a book. So the first book I read in August was Beneath the Stands. This book did not disappoint. It was so good. I'm so glad that I was able to get a chance to see Elliot Carson's point of view, his side of the story. His sister was the FMC in book 1, and so, you know, you kind of get her point of view, her perspective. This whole world's building around her, so then you have to feel sorry for her. And so I will admit, I was really pissed off at Elliot in book 1. So I'm glad that we were able to get a book 2. I understand him so much better now that I have read this, and I can kind of see both sides of the story. The end of this book just kind of tied there to, hey, tst, you behave. He's jumping from, hey, stop that. He's jumping from stand to stand, and then he jumped on top of the book that I'm getting ready to read, and I have a bookmark in it, and so he's like sitting there batting at the bookmark. Yes, go hang out in your window. Time out for you, buddy. Anyways, I actually rated this book 4 stars, and it was so worth it. It was so good. There was a point in time in this book that I got a little frustrated. You know, I understand that in rom-coms, it's a natural order that you take a bit to get together, right? You have to get through all of the stuff to actually give each other a shot. And then the relationship's going great. And then within the last like 50 pages of the book, something happens that breaks them apart. And then you have to figure out, are they going to get back together? Is there going to be a happily ever after? Even though realistically in most rom-coms, there is, I mean, that's the whole purpose of it, right? Is happily ever afters. So yeah, they are going to get a happily ever after. You just wonder how that's going to happen. And so this book kind of did more of, instead of like the last 50 pages, you get like halfway through this book. So it's like the first half of the book is them when they're in college and their whole romance and things like that. And then stuff happens and they end up splitting up, and then they get back together later. He comes back into town. He's got a fiance, and it ends up being Rebecca's job to plan their wedding because her father's the preacher of the church in that town. And so it's this whole, like, he hates her now because of the things that happen. And a part of me is like, I mean, the reason why they split in the middle of the book, caused this whole rift, was so stupid, in my opinion. I'm not going to say it made sense, but at least Rebecca was able years later to admit what she had done was very stupid and that she should have done things so differently. And as much as it frustrates us as readers sometimes, like, who doesn't have a moment in their past, especially if you're, you know, older like I am? We can reflect back on our lives, and I doubt that you could talk to anybody and have them say, oh, I've never made a mistake in my life. There's nothing, I regret nothing. Mistakes happen. And so I can relate to that because it makes Rebecca more real. And I can definitely understand where she's coming from. She had her entire world rocked. and everything that she thought she knew, everything she thought she believed ended up being like a lie. And then that didn't even scratch the surface. Like, she learns more even later, which just throws her for yet another loop. So she's just like going into loop after loop after loop after loop. So it's this just whole journey of self-discovery and learning to be your own person and to live for yourself and not others. And it's about learning to take responsibility, and it's about learning to communicate, because so many problems could have been resolved so much easier if people would have just sat down and talked with each other, right? So very good. Book 2. This is this Sugar Lake series. So very good for book 2. And I can't wait to continue the series. I think there's only one more book. I think there's actually 2 more books. Yeah, I think there's 4 books in the series, and this is book 2. And that is Zodiac Academy, Shadow Princess. The ending of this book, oh my gosh, you guys. Oh my gosh. The things that happen. Now, there's this whole dynamic between Tori and Darius that had me going, no, Tori, don't do this. Don't do this to him. But at the same time, you guys, I totally get it. Like, he's been an ass to her since book 1. He's been an ass. Like, do you know how many times I've wanted to smack him? I mean, I think I have not wanted to smack a man in a book so much in my life. Like, and then he just expects that to be water under the bridge because of some big thing, right? I don't want to give too much away, but smack him. And I was starting to worry about Darcy and Lance. Things were going too well for those two. This is only book 4, y'all. There's 9 books in the series, and this is only book 4, and their relationship was going a little too well, okay? A little too well. I almost feel like I jinxed it. I mean, it's a book. Like, obviously everything's already planned in there. I couldn't have actually jinxed it, but I felt like I jinxed it. And I bawled. I mean, you guys, I'm vlogging this entire series, so you guys will see all of my reactions and things like that. But like, I sobbed. I mean, okay, it's common for me to cry during a book. Like, I've got tears, right? Like, you know, yeah, I got dab my eyes a little bit. Like, no, I sobbed. Like, the book ended and I am just, my head's in my hands and I'm sobbing. My husband comes in the house because he'd been working on our truck. He comes in the house and he's like, oh my God, are you okay? Did somebody die? I worried him so much. I was like, no, my book was sad. He had to stop and look at me for a minute. Like, okay, way to scare the out of me, but okay. I cried. So I feel like I have been talking about the Zodiac Academy a lot in just about every single one of my videos, so I really don't want to have to touch on that again. I'll just say, if you've never heard of the Zodiac Academy books, they're so good. There's not just one FMC in this series, there's 2, and they're twins. There's Tori and there's Darcy. They find out that they're not human, that they're actually fae, and then they get sent to this academy where they have to learn their powers to eventually take the throne, because their parents were king and queen before they died. It's just a really good series. If you are a fan of fantasy, if you like academia, romance book styles, you guys will love this. There is definitely bully trope. I will warn you, if you're not a fan of bully trope, this might not be the series for you. I've read bully tropes in the past, but honestly, nothing has so far compared to the bully trope in the Zodiac Academy series. I'm just stunned by like how nuts it is. And they keep going back and forth, like, we get along, no, we don't, we're gonna go after each other, oh, we're gonna get along again, no, now we're gonna go after each other again, yay, let's get along, no, we're not, no. And these books smell really good. Anybody else like the smell of books? Like, I'll be in the middle of reading a book, right, and then I'll just have to stop and sniff it. And then, like, I'll turn a page and read a couple more pages, and then I'll stop and sniff again. I'm weird. Anybody with me? Anybody else with me? I did rate this book 5 stars. You guys, this was incredible. This was exactly what I was looking for. In my last monthly read, when I was talking about my July reads, I had told you guys that I was a little disappointed in book 3, that I felt like book 3 was just a repeat of book 1. Like, all this stuff happened in book 2. And so then when book 3 came out, it was like, oh my gosh. Or like when I got to book 3, I was like, oh my gosh, I have to find out what happens. We're going to get a continuous on. No. A few different things here and there. And there was some character building, right? So it wasn't like a bad book, but it backtracked so much. It was just like a repeat of book 1, only slightly different. And so I was worried that this was going to do the same thing. And if it was going to do the same thing, I was going to be seriously disappointed. But it didn't. Like, it just, it rocketed off. And then we actually made a lot more forward progress in the storyline and the character development and relationship development. Like, there was so many huge steps that were taken, and I was just so glad. Like, it was still slower pace because, again, 9-book series, we got a lot to do. We can take our time to do it, but it wasn't stop or rewind. It was, we were seeing movement, and I loved it. I ate it up. 5-star. Yes, you guys, I'm loving this series. I'm loving this series so much. It is worth all the hype. I know it's a hit or miss. Some people like it, some people don't. I'm Team Zodiac Academy all the way. If you're a Zodiac Academy fan, hit that like button for me. You can do it. Come on, hit that like button. Oh, I'm so thirsty. It's not even that hot outside. It's like 83 degrees. And you guys, it's been like the hundreds here in the desert. So 83 is like, it's practically jacket weather out there. Anyways, moving on to the next book. Okay, then I started my 24-hour challenge, and the first book that I had read was The Last Second Chance by Lucy Score. Oh my gosh, this book was so good. This is part of the Blue Moon series, and this is book 3. Oh my gosh. This is the book that I had been looking forward to since I started the Blue Moon series, because this follows Jackson and Joey. This is definitely a second chance romance. Like, they dated all through, like, junior high school. They were like really, really tight. And then, there was talk of graduating and getting married and living together and things like that. And then something happens. He freaks out and ends up leaving town. He leaves town and he stays gone for a very long time. And then suddenly he comes back, and he has decided that he wants to open a business with his brothers in town. He wants to get Joey back, so he's trying really hard to get her back. And so in the first 2 books, you kind of see bits and pieces of him trying to win her over, and she's just like, stay away from me, right? Like, I don't want anything to do with you. And that was in the first 2 books. There's just been this tug in this pool. And then I got to their actual story, and it was fire, it was smoke, it was steam, it was everything. This was a 5-star. 5-star all the way. The pining, you guys, this guy right here, most books are all about 2 people falling in love and not understanding that they're in love, and fighting that they're in love, and not wanting to admit that they're in love. But with this book, from page 1, he loved her, and he wanted her and needed her in his life. And the things that this boy said to her, the things that he said, like, oh my gosh. The things that he did for her, not just to win her back, but because he loved her. And she was his whole world, and he didn't want to lose her again. And oh man. And then getting to see things from his perspective as to why he left. Like, I get it. Now, that was the only part, honestly, you guys, that kind of upset me. And that was towards the end when all of the truths come out. I believe Joey's reaction to all of that was a little unnecessary. I think that she was a little too mean to him. Girl, there isn't a woman on the face of this planet that wouldn't want a man sitting there doing all the things that this man be doing for you. What the hell is your problem? I want to bop her upside the head. Someone like hit her with a stupid stick. Like, what the freak, man? Again, 5-star book. This one definitely gave me all the feels. Most of the Blue Moon series are giving me a lot of the ahs and the oohs and the This one gave me the so it gave me every single one of the emotions along with the cry, because you guys, I cry during books. It's just, yeah. Just about every book makes me cry. Next, we have The Queen of Sorrows by Sarah Beth Durst. To talk about this book. This one confused me, and I actually had to stop and do quite a bit of thinking on what I was going to rate it, because I was so conflicted. Book 2 was so good. I loved it so much, and it had me so excited for book 3, but I feel like book 3 kind of fell flat and I got disappointed with it. Now, I understand where Nalene is coming from. She's one of the FMCs. I get where she's coming from. I'm a mom too, and if what had happened to her and her kids had happened to me and mine, I would totally respond the exact same way. I'm not saying that anything was wrong with it. I found myself getting bored. And after, like I said, after all the events and everything that happened in book 2, I just felt like this one, yeah, it just fell flat, you guys. Like, some things happened between Nalene and Ven that I thought were really amazing, and I was glad to see, and I was glad I got to be a part of. So I ended up rating this one a 4-star, and that's just mainly because there was a lot of really good moments in here. It just wasn't a 5-star for me because, like I said, I was getting bored, and yeah, so 4-star. And the way it ended too, this series was published, this series was first published in 2018 was when this book was published, and at the end of this book, it left it open, like it left the world open. It's the end of the series, but it didn't tie the world up into a neat little bow, like, you know, like it should have done. There's still all of this animosity, there's still all of this stuff going on, and all of this information that still needs to be gathered that we don't know about. And in the back of the book, she does say, and in a little exempt thing or an acknowledgement, that there will be another book. But again, this was published in 2018 and I haven't heard anything. Yeah. She says right here, this is from the author, she's like, actually there's a 4th thing, which is to not say goodbye at all. As soon as I finish typing this, I'll be diving back into Rinthia to write a standalone novel set on the islands of Bellini. Sorry family, but you're gonna need to get me more chocolate. If I do find it or get more information on it, I definitely want to pick it up, because I feel like this world is unfinished and I definitely want to finish it. So I still love Nalene. She's still my homegirl. I see the most similarities in a relationship between Nalene and Ven to me and my own husband. So we're just got this great partnership, and he is my protector. He is my bodyguard. He is my support, and I'd be lost without that man 100%. He's an amazing father to our children, and I know I got lucky. I love him to pieces, so shout out to him. Next, I read A Fate Forged in Fire. It has been sitting on my TBR shelf for a few months. I was so excited when I knew I was going to be reading this, and you guys, I was so disappointed. Yeah, I still ended up giving this book a 4-star rating. It was good. I think a lot of things that happened in this book's in the beginning, I think they were just my own personal issues. How do I say this? Because I hate to be mean to people. I do. And I want to start out by saying that this author is an amazing writer. Like, absolutely incredible writer. Like, she knows how to build her stories. The first 20, 30 pages of this book, though, bugged the crap out of me. And I don't mean just bugged, they pissed me off. They pissed me the right off, okay? This author has got some personal shit going on, or has had some personal shit happen to her. It is so obvious by the way that it has been written in the first few pages of this book. And okay, I get it. We all have things to deal with, all have a hard time. And you know what, as a writer myself, sometimes writing is like an outlet for the lives that we're going through, and there's not a writer out there that doesn't put some personal aspect of themselves into their stories. I get that. And so I'm not saying this to be mean or horrible, because you know what, for a lot of people that might be okay, right? They might love that. And who knows, maybe in another time, maybe if I would have read it earlier in the year, or maybe if it was last year or something like that, maybe it wouldn't have bugged me so much. But, in the last couple of months, I've really been struggling, and things have been rough. And every single time I go onto social media, every single time I open an app to relax, digress, whatever, there's just so much hate going on out there in the world right now. And we all just need to effing get along. But anyways, I pick up this book, open it up, and it's hate, 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 hate. Again, this could have been just me personally being sensitive. Okay, so I'm not saying that this author was horrible. Okay, this could have been just me at a bad time, reading those first 30 pages and taking it my way based on my own emotional problem. After I got through the first, pages and stuff, it started to settle down. And Amira, which is the FMC in this story, she started to grow on me too. Originally, I was getting a little upset with her. She kind of reminded me of a 2-year-old throwing a tantrum in Walmart because they didn't get their favorite toy. However, she started to grow on me more, and I started to understand where she's coming from. So like, when you're first starting it out and you're going, oh, this person, give it some time. I promise things are going to start making sense as to why she is the way she is. It's not her fault. Genuinely, it's not her fault. Like, if nobody's going to teach a child to read and they don't know how to read, don't blame the kid for that. Blame the people that failed the child. That's all I'm going to say. The book was very, very good. I did end up giving it a 4 stars once I woosawed my personal problems. And I cannot wait for the next book, which is supposed to come out in May, I'm wanting to think. Okay, the last book I got through in August, I literally barely squeezed it in there. But it was so, so good. And that's King of Wrath by Anna Wong. You guys, 5-star book. This was just incredible. It has been a while since I have read billionaire romance style book. This is also my first introduction to an Anna Wong book. I haven't read any of her other books. I am so glad I got book 2, and even though I hadn't read book 1 yet, I can't wait to get back into this world. Oh, man. Oh my gosh. I loved this whole, it has a whole forced proximity, almost like fake fiancéing it in a way. Like, to him it's fake, to her she thinks it's real, but yeah, it's different because they have to pretend to be in love in public for their image. But it was, oh my gosh, it was so good. Watching Dante open up to Vivian was, oh my gosh. I cannot blame him for, oh man, everything he went through and everything she went through. And they both have their own unique issues, I guess you want to say. And they kind of learned to cope with that, to build from that together. And the love between Dante and Vivian, oh my goodness. And this definitely had some slow burn. And like, you get to a part of the book and then you're going, never mind. So you're reading, going through some more pages, and then, oh, yeah, it's gonna finally happen. Nope, never mind. Okay, well, okay. And it just, oh man, it was like a roller coaster ride, and it was so good. And these two, the chemistry between these two, yes. From page one, like their first interaction together was like, those two are meant. That's fate right there. They're meant to be together. And like, I can understand Dante in some point too, because I can see why he didn't want to fall for her, and the fact that he was able to overcome all of these things, and he's listed them, like in the book, he lists them, like there's all of these things that are getting in the way. And for her and for his love for her, he just like opening a curtain, he just pushes them aside and steps through, and he's there for her. And oh boy, it gave me a million feels. A 5-star. I cannot wait to read book 2. I absolutely love Anna Wong. Her writing, you guys, oh my gosh. The way that she transports you into the world, you feel like you're there, right? Like, and she tells the world story around in a way that doesn't make you feel like you're at a standstill. And it's so great. And apparently she wrote another series, like the Twisted series, and that might have been something she wrote before the Kings of Sin, because this is the Kings of Sin series, and then she's got her Twisted series. I'm not sure which one she wrote first, but I feel like I want to finish this series before I start Twisted. Even if Twisted was before this, I feel like I want to finish the Kings of Sin series first, and then I think I might go into the Twisted series. 6 books, that's all I managed in August. That's still pretty good. Like I said, 6 seems to be an average that I can get through when it's busy, and definitely now that school has started again, I am definitely going to be busy. We'll have to see. I'm hoping that I'll be able to at least stick with the 6 books a month. You know, I genuinely wanted to make a goal of reading 100 books in 2025, but I just don't see that happening. I just don't see that happening at this point. Like, in order for that to have happened, I would have had to have been reading at the very least 9 books every single month. I have to laugh when I watch other booktubes as well, because they're always like, yeah, I read no books. I hardly got through any books. It just didn't happen. So you guys, I only was able to read 11 books this month, and I'm going, how the heck did you manage 11 books? Like, to me, that's a huge number of books to read. Like, I'm crossing my fingers for 6, you know? I'm crossing them all, hoping to get through 6 books. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's in September now, and I've already read some great books, and I cannot wait to talk to you guys about those as well. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting story to tell, that is for sure, this journey of mine. So yeah, I will see you guys in my next video. I hope everybody has a fantastic rest of their week, a great weekend. If you're a football fan like me, you know what, whatever team you're rooting for, go team, go. Me, it's the Green Bay all the way. But yeah, you guys take it easy, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.